In the fourth year of her marriage to Meng Qianxia, she had a car accident. After waking up, her memory stopped at the time when she and her white Moonlight were in love the most. She didn't want to believe that we were married, saying that the person she hated the most was me. I tried everything I could to remind her that we had been unsuccessful for 4 years. Later, in an accident, I watched her run desperately towards his white Moonlight, and I finally got tired. The day I agreed to divorce, she suddenly remembered me. But I have given up. Meng Qianxiao woke up the day she wanted to divorce me. When I walked to the door with the soup I had been making all night, she smashed the water glass at my feet. Get out. I don't want to see you. A few drops of hot water splashed on the back of my hand. I tried to hold up my smile and pretended not to care. I made some soup. Can you drink it first? Meng Qianxia turned around and didn't want to look at me, so she only said 2 words. Get out. After putting down the soup and going out, I couldn't hold back the smile on my face anymore. After leaving the hospital, I squatted on the side of the road and bit an unlit cigarette, a little bitter. This is the 4th year of my marriage to Meng Qianxia. At that time, I had been chasing her for almost 4 years, and I tried my best to make her have me in her eyes. But this insignificant love is gone now. I thought aimlessly that I was actually lucky enough to marry Meng Qianxia. Meng Qianxia had a lover at the time. I can't do this to break up other people's marriages. I just silently like Meng Qianxia. There is no movement of overstepping. If Su Huayan hadn't given up going abroad by himself, I wouldn't even have the qualifications to pursue Meng Qianxia. After Su Huayan went abroad, my pursuit came to light. It wasn't until 4 years ago that Meng Qianxia agreed to marry me. It was just a normal dinner for us. After eating, she said casually, Jiang Jinyan, let's go and get the certificate when that day. I reacted for seconds before I believed I heard it right. After I reacted, I only said a quick word waiting for me and ran out. In the end, I only bought a bouquet of flowers because I was afraid that if I was buying something else, Meng Qianxia would regret it and leave. My heart was beating fast, and my palms were sweating from excessive tension. That night, I knelt on the ground holding flowers, and my eyes slowly moistened with shame. I looked up at Meng Qianxia in the seat. She was wearing a beautiful dress, bright and moving. Past and present. It's always been the way I like it. I sincerely made a promise to her word by word. Meng Qianxia, are you willing to marry me? I will definitely be good to you. She took my flowers. My floating heart fell back to its place. Later, I asked for marriage again. Dreamy and beautiful scenes, gifts, rings, our respective family and friends were invited by me to witness. Meng Qianxia is willing to marry me, but she doesn't like me very much. I know it. Maybe it's because I'm too persistent, but more because the time is up. She's going to get married. Meng Qianxia wants to get married, then I will definitely not refuse. We have been married for 4 years, and I am very satisfied to follow her happily all day long and watch her. It doesn't matter if she doesn't love me much. It's enough for me to love her. If Meng Qianxia hadn't been in a car accident, the memory would go back to the time when she and him, Bai Yueguang, and Su Huayan were in love the most. I think I am willing to do such a dream in the next life. What's even more fucking is not that Meng Qianxia hates me now and doesn't admit that we have been married, but that Su Huayan has returned to China. Meng Qianxia's white Moonlight, Su Huayan. Meng Qianxia can't hide this from him. In fact, after Meng Qianxia woke up, both of our parents tactfully told her that she had been married to me for 4 years. Even the marriage certificate was taken out and spread out in front of her. Meng Qianxia just glanced at it and didn't look at it. So what? Just get married and leave. Who knows what method he used to get me to marry him? And I clearly remember that I like Su Huayan. Having said too much, Meng Qianxia's body was still recuperating, and her emotions became agitated. If you move, your head will hurt badly. The doctor said that this situation should follow the patient and try not to irritate her. After listening, I silently looked at Meng Qianxia on the hospital bed through the door for a long time. Then I told both parents not to meet Meng Qianxia about this matter. The marriage certificate was also packed in a box and put into the bottom of the cabinet. The group photos taken in the past 4 years were also put in my suitcase. I put away all the couple's items I bought over the years. I cheered myself up and said it was okay, forgetting that I was fine, and it was okay to hate me. I just chased it again. But Su Huayan's return to China caught me off guard. He has not changed much from high school. and he always has a humble and gentle attitude towards others, and his face is always kind and gentle. I felt sour in my heart, and I thought in a daze, Su Huan looked gentle. In fact, I didn't know how to take care of people at all. Why did Meng Qianxia never forget it so much? When I came to the hospital the next day, I bumped into Su Huan directly. The news of Su Huan's return to China was still told to me by Xiao Sun Tao. It's just that I didn't expect him to come to the hospital directly. I held the boiled bone broth and looked at the two people in the ward, a little overwhelmed. The two of them were talking like no one beside them, and they didn't know what they were talking about. Meng Qianxia suddenly laughed softly. Her pale face has become rosy and much more vivid. Seeing me come in, the two people in the ward stopped talking, and the atmosphere became awkward for a while. I squeezed the thermos box in my hand, lifted the corners of my mouth, and said softly, "Chinatsu, I made your favorite soup. You can drink it while it's hot." Before she could speak, Su Huan said in a gentle voice, "Qianxia, you have just recovered. Don't drink such a strong, oily soup yet. I brought you supplements." I was stunned. Meng Qianxia's injury this time was the most serious injury in addition to the head, which was the foot. So every time I come, I boil the bone broth the night before and bring it over the next day. Although I would let me get out every time I came to Meng Qianxia, I knew that she would drink more or less after I left. But this time, I was suddenly not so sure. So I put the soup aside and said casually, "I'll go out and smoke a cigarette." Then he quickly fled, a little embarrassed. Before I went out, I heard Su Huan's voice. "He's still the same," Meng Qianxia said casually. "He has always been like this." The voice is slightly bored. I haven't been here since that day, and I only changed the tricks to make food for my parents to bring to Meng Qianxia. The day before Meng Qianxia was discharged from the hospital, I sent Xiao Sun Tao to ask me out for a drink. He knew that I had been annoyed lately, and only said that he was taking me to see something good. When I came, I found out that Su Huan was also there. I was stunned, knowing that he wanted me to see something good. Sun Tao handed me a glass of wine, and then spoke. "Su Huan is not like this when he is a grandson. At the beginning, my buddy liked Meng Xiaohua, but you were still her boyfriend at the time, and he admitted that he never showed his mind at all. It was you who gave up this relationship to go abroad, and then Jiang Xinyan, this fool, chased after him for another 2 years before marrying Meng Xiaohua. Now the school flower has an accident. You are here to take advantage of people's danger. Are you still human?" I don't know what method Sun Tao used to call people, but he was obviously drunk. Hearing this, I only pulled him up and said softly, "Don't drink, go home." Sun Tao blushed and pointed at me, angrily. "Are you cowardly? That's your daughter-in-law." I was silent and didn't speak. At this time, Su Huan suddenly stood in front of me, and he said with a smile, "What if Chinatsa broke up with me after I went abroad? Doesn't she still love me after not seeing her for so many years? By the way, you don't know yet. She was much cuter when she was with me than when she was with you. She would." He couldn't finish his words because I had already punched him. Angry? Angry? That's the person I've loved for almost 8 years, and because of an accident, all my efforts in the past 8 years have been wiped out. So who should I blame? Why is he such a scum who doesn't have to do anything? To Meng Qianxia's love. And why don't you cherish it when you get it? He is within reach, and what I have to do is what I have to do my best to get. I cursed, and then I used a lot of strength. In the end, Su Huan lay on the ground with his head in his hands, and I kicked him again. "Don't mention your past with her. You are worthy of it." I didn't know the next day that Sun Tao originally wanted me to vent his anger, but Su Huan deliberately angered me. The doctor booked the discharge time in the afternoon, but when I was about to go out the next day, I found that Su Huan had come back with Meng Qianxia. He still had the wounds I had last night on his face. When I went to the hospital this morning, I happened to meet Qianxia being discharged, so I took her back on the way. Meng Qianxia stood in front of him and frowned and looked at me. Jiang Xinyan apologized to Su Huan. I was stunned and couldn't say anything for a while. Su Huan took Meng Qianxia's hand. "Qianxia is fine. Jiang Xinyan was drunk last night, and then started with me, so there is no need to apologize." He looked kind, as if he didn't want us to quarrel. This picture is so funny. I laughed out loud thinking about it. I laughed so hard that I couldn't hold back my cough. I slowed down, and then laughed and scolded. "Su Huan, you are really cheap." Su Huan's face changed, and he was silent and did not speak. Jiang Jingyan, Huan is right. You are the same as in high school. There is no change at all. Meng Qianxiao looked disgusted, as if it was not me who was standing in front of her, but the garbage on the side of the road. In high school, you were a student who only knew how to fight and smoke and cause trouble all day long. Now you are still like that. It's still like that. That makes me hate it. I gently closed my eyes and played these words in my head repeatedly, as if masochism. Yes, I finally understood that Meng Qianxia, who had lost the memory of the past 4 years with me, only disgusted me. Just like the first time he saw me in high school, he couldn't wait to see me let me go. But at that time, the glance she unconsciously looked over was enough to make me happy for a long time. I lowered my head weakly and finally opened my voice in a dumb voice to maintain my last dignity. Let him get out. This is our home. It's not his turn to come in. Su Huayan achieved his goal, gently told Meng Qianxiao a few words, and then put down his things and left. The next day, Meng Qianxia handed me the divorce agreement she had signed. This is a divorce agreement. Take a look. Just sign it if there is no problem. I was stunned. Then I turned my eyes away and said, I won't sign. Meng Qianxia frowned impatiently. Why don't you sign? If you are for money, the property is in half, and this house can also be returned to you, and I am giving you an extra $1 million. I bought this house, and it was used as our wedding room, using more than half of my savings. I took a deep breath and returned the divorce agreement. I won't sign it. Meng Qianxia looked at me angrily, as if she didn't understand why I refused to sign. In the end, she couldn't bear it anymore and shouted, But I don't like you at all. I like someone else. So why don't you sign it? After she said this, the living room fell into a long silence. I eased the sting in my heart and retorted in a dumb voice. What you like, but you forgot. Meng Qianxiao was stunned. In the end, she got up and left, leaving only one sentence. Whatever you want, you can consume it. I looked at the empty living room alone, and suddenly I wasn't sure how long I could last. From that day on, Meng Qianxia and I fell into a cold war. She doesn't eat the food I cook every day. She sleeps in the master bedroom, and I sleep in the guest room. The foot injury from the previous car accident made Meng Qianxia unable to stand for too long. Knowing that she couldn't put her face down, I cooked every day and went out to the studio. When I came back, I was relieved to see her finish eating. When Sun Tao found out, he scolded me on the phone. You are really licking yes. At that time, I was rubbing my face in my hands, and I was stunned when I heard this. Finally, I said bitterly, Taozi, she just doesn't remember. In fact, I never told anyone else that she would never do this in the 4 years that Meng Qianxiao promised to marry me. In those 4 years, Meng Qianxiao was a very qualified lover. We will date, kiss, and fall in love like normal lovers. On a winter night, when I picked her up from work, she threw herself into my arms in a thick coat and obediently stuffed her hand into my palm. On the way home, she would chirp to me about interesting things that happened at the company today. I will shake the dice on the road to decide who cooks and washes the dishes today, even if in the end I do both. We would go to the supermarket to buy daily necessities together, and she would let me change into some weird avatars. We will nestle together on the sofa in our pajamas and watch movies to bet on who the last murderer will be. She will also be angry. She will be angry and not eat and change her avatar so that I am not allowed to change it. But when she went to the company, she became the calm and dignified manager Meng again. In those 4 years, Meng Qianxia, who faced successive suitors, would neatly refuse. So I have received her love, and it is not easy for me to let go decisively. I want to work harder. After all, it's been 8 years, and I'm not bad for the past 2 years. I will use all kinds of reasons to let Meng Qianxiao accompany us to the places we went to during the 4 years of our marriage. I thought cheesily, maybe Meng Qianxiao would remember. But there are no exceptions. Every time she goes, Meng Qianxiao will either call her away because of Su Huayan's phone call, or she will hold her mobile phone and chat with him. Over time, Meng Qianxiao stopped going out with me. I will also tell her about our 4 years when we are chatting. Meng Qianxiao will rarely respond to me, and if I say too much, I will be impatient to interrupt me and tell me not to talk. I watched her holding her phone and chatting with Su Huayan, and suddenly it became quiet. Is Meng Qianxiao's birthday in 2 weeks. I started booking a place a long time in advance, and the private room was beautifully dressed according to Meng Qianxiao's preferences. On her birthday, I got up early and cooked a bowl of longevity noodles for her. Watching Meng Qianxia finish eating, I handed her the box in my hand. Chinatsu, happy birthday. Recently, Meng Qianxia and I have slowly returned to a state similar to that of friends. Meng Qianxia didn't resist me so much, and it seemed that we deliberately forgot about the divorce that day. But I knew very clearly in my heart that we didn't seem to be able to go back to those 4 years. Meng Qianxia said thank you, and then asked, "Can I open it now?" I nodded. Inside is a skirt. At first glance, I thought that my Chinatsu must be beautiful. When the skirt unfolded, surprise flashed in her eyes. My tight heart instantly relaxed. Then I said, "I ordered dinner at your favorite restaurant tonight, and you can wear this if you like." Then I accompanied Meng Qianxia back to my parents' house for lunch until the evening. In the evening, Meng Qianxia and I were going to go to the restaurant I had booked together, but she looked at me hesitantly after answering the phone. "I'm going out to meet a friend. You go first. I'll come right away." The moment she took her phone, I saw the name of the person who came. Su Huayan.